Hello, wherever you're watching from, and welcome to the first time that I'm doing an acupressure routine with my little assistant, Crag. Here he is. Can you say hi, Crag?
Hi.
So you're going to help me do some acupressure, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell everybody what acupuncture is for?
Acupuncture is for making you feel better.
Exactly. And because at the moment Mummy's not allowed to put needles in anybody, am I? Because everybody's got to stay away from each other. What I can do is teach people at home how to press the acupoints themselves to make themselves feel better at home. So that's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
How helpful is that? Great. So what we're going to do is show everybody your wrist. So I don't know if you can see these dots. So these are on the acupoints, and I'm going to explain them to you because this is called the Buddha triangle, and it's really amazing for helping to calm the nervous system and just bring a sense of deep relaxation and release of stress to your body. So the first one we're going to talk about is this one, which is on the outside of the wrist, on the little finger side. And it's basically right where the wrist crease meets the arm. And if you put your finger on that, you'll just feel this little sort of bone, the ulna, going down the outside of the wrist there.
Mm-hmm.
So can you feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you're going to be doing is just pressing on that point and just going in a kind of circular motion like that. And you can do 30 seconds one way and then 30 seconds the other way. How does that feel? Quite nice. So this point is on the heart channel and it's called Spirit Gate. So this is a really amazing point for anxiety, sadness, worry and vulnerability, and it's particularly good for people who are suffering from insomnia or a kind of deep exhaustion, which obviously you get if you've got insomnia. So the heart channel is seen as the seat of emotions. So obviously at a time like this, when we're all pretty stressed out and feeling very uncertain about what's happening and what's coming next, this is a great point to just calm all those frayed and frazzled nerves. The next one is this one here in the middle. Now if you clench, make a fist, do your like Hulk, make your muscles go hard. Okay, so if you clench your fist, you should be able to feel two tendons in the wrist there, and some people only have one tendon, which is also normal, so don't worry if you can't feel two. But if you do feel two, then this point is in the middle of them. If you've only got one, then it's towards the outside of the arm, just beside it. And the way you find it is by putting your three fingers like this on the wrist crease. Can you see that? It's not raising.
I have one here?
Yeah, you've got one. Clench your fist again. Yeah, I think you've got two tendons in there.
Oh.
So Crag would put his three fingers like this on his wrist crease, and the point is just there on the side of it. It's not very easy to show you. And so this point is called inner gate, and it's on something called the pericardium channel, which in Western medicine and in Chinese medicine, the pericardium is called the heart wrapper. It's like a physical wrapper that goes around the heart to protect it. And the pericardium in Chinese medicine is a bit like the gates to the palace. So if you think of the king living in his palace, he's got to be kept safe from what's coming in and out. So sometimes the gates will open and sometimes they're supposed to shut to keep out bad things. So this point is in the pinyin name. The Chinese name is Neiguan, which means inner gate, but apparently it's an ancient Chinese name meaning inner block or oppression of the chest. So this is really good for people who are feeling literally kind of heavy-hearted and like something's weighing them down. And again, I'm sure we've all got so many worries on our minds at the moment. Craig's zoning out. I'm massaging it as we talk. And it's also an incredible point for nausea. This is the go-to point. If you get any kind of travel sickness or dizziness or yeah, if your stomach's a bit off, then massage this point. Again, just put your finger on it and do little circular motions, and you can then go back the other way if you want to. It's a fantastic one for PMT as well. If you're feeling irritable and grouchy, then get going on this one. And then the last one is this one on the inside, the thumb side of the wrist, again right on the wrist crease where it meets the arm, just inside the little tendon. This one is called Great Abyss, and it's on the lung channel. So all of the channels have an emotion associated with them in Chinese medicine. And the lung is to do with grief and sadness. And I think, I've certainly been feeling quite tearful since we had to close our businesses and just not close business, but stop doing the face-to-face treatments. And so this is a point when there's a sort of lack of order and chaos in the person, and it's actually good for stopping a cough because it's on the lung channel. So obviously that's the respiratory system, and that's going to affect the lungs. And it really has got an amazing effect on the sort of mental, emotional level of somebody who feels like they're sort of losing control and cracking up. So I was needling this a lot actually in the last few weeks before I had to stop giving treatments, because there's so many losses on big and small scales that people were facing. Some of my client, one had to postpone her wedding. Twins. And just there's a lot of people who are having to deal with a lot of letting go and disappointment. So that's a brilliant one, and it's also really good for tiredness and palpitations. Right, enough. So that's it from us. That's called the Buddha Triangle. Let me know if you do it and how you get on. And so it's bye from me and bye from
Greggy.
Greggy. Bye bye.